This is Ed Salzberg, Managing Director of the Security and Sustainability Forum, a public interest organization that convenes panels of global experts to address the impacts on human health and welfare from climate and other environmental disruptions. Check our website for coming events and archives of past webinars. Our webinars are all free. The fifth and final webinar in a very well-attended series called Adaptation and Security will address maintaining economic vitality in a changing climate. The webinar is set for March 22nd from 1:15 to 2:25 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This session is co-hosted by ICLEI USA, Local Government for Sustainability. ICLEI is the largest organization of municipalities committed to a sustainable environment. The question we are addressing is how municipalities can make the investments necessary to be resilient to change, especially from the impacts of more frequent and severe climate events such as hurricane, floods, and sea level change, and the resulting public health impacts. The topic is critical to human health and welfare because most of the expense of climate adaptation and mitigation will be borne by cities. In this webinar, you will hear about approaches that shift the adaptation focus from risk reduction as an end in itself to financing the performance of urban assets and attributes. Resilience can be used as a metric that takes into account both the direct economic value of these assets and their increased future value due to investments in climate risk reduction. In this light, adaptation can be a very small part of the total long-term investment in cities, but can have a very large financial return. The webinar will address effective steps cities are and can take to ensure the insurability of municipal and commercial assets and attract the private sector investment needed to maintain economic vitality and jobs growth in a changing climate. 5 global leaders comprise the panel. Karen Weichert, Chicago's Chief Sustainability Officer, will discuss the steps being taken to make Chicago a resilient city and maintain its economic vitality. We are fortunate to have Luca Leonardson join us to explain Copenhagen's strategy for dealing with its flooding and sea level issues. Zurich's Chief Climate Officer, Lindeen Patton, will discuss how climate risk is considered, and Mindy Lubber, President of the leading coalition of industry and environmental organizations, Ceres, will examine the role of business and investors in the resilient city. Finally, ICLEI's founder and managing partner of the Next Practice will tap his research to provide a framework for financing the investments needed to maintain economic vitality in a changing climate. It's a powerhouse panel addressing one of the most pressing threats to society. Speaking for our co-producer, ICLEI USA, and the sponsors that help us to offer the webinars at no charge, Veolia Water North America, Tetra Tech, the Cadmus Group, and Antioch University, New England, I encourage you to register at www.securityandsustainabilityforum.org for the free webinar. I also ask that you consider joining SSF, which is also free and gives you access to our growing archive of educational webinar recordings. This is Ed Salzberg, SSF's Managing Director. Please check our website for our upcoming event schedule.